person who is partnership and love. I am your partner, and I will love you because you love me back. And we will love together, and we will build together, and we're going to lift up Eastern St. Andrew together. And with us, with that, we will lift Jamaica together. So, comrades, at this point in time, it is my great pleasure, because you see me now, after we know all of what we are going to do and all of this, we have to have the right person at the head of the stream. And that person must be a person that I must be able to rely on. And you can only rely on a person who is honest, a person with a clean heart, a person who have a good heart, who have clean hands. And that person is our next Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golding. And comrades, I present to you Mark Jefferson Golding, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Marky G, I know you a champion. Everybody wave on the right hand. Put up your fist. Hey! Marky G, we don't know, so none of them not like me. See them all hype up, but that's still not spite me. Rolling up, cut and got through because I love in our heart. And none of them care. Hey, Marky G, we don't know, so none of them not like me. Some of you got stand up with them face it up.
Yo, Marcus.
Yeah, man. Pull up that selector. Pull it up. Comrade chairman of the meeting. Comrades on the platform. Special shout out to the next member of parliament for this great constituency of Eastern St. Andrew, Patricia Duncan Sutherland. Big up Comrade Patrick Peterkin, Comrade Julian Robinson, who are all candidates for the next general election. Big up Sister Beverly Mandy Duncan, stalwart to the movement. All distinguished comrades, the mayor of Kingston, Comrade Swaby. Workers and warriors, foot soldiers, supporters, who they are this evening. Yeah man, I feel the vibes, I feel the energy, I feel the love. Yeah man, it's nice. Yeah, so nice man. People, Eastern St. Andrew is where I born and grow. I born in that hospital right there, so University Hospital. The road to that hospital named after my father, Golden Avenue. Yeah man. Carry down to the Sir John Golden Rehab Center. The school beside that center is where Julian went to school, and Michael Phillips too. Hope Valley Experimental School. College Common was where I grew up, number 9 College Common. And Eastern St. Andrew has been good to me because it gave me my Empress. Yeah man. My sweet Sandra, you know. And I want to tell you, today was a wonderful tour of the constituency. We didn't get to go to every part of the constituency, but we went to a lot of places. Starting Jarrett Lane, up to Chambers Lane, round a Standpipe. We go down a Hermitage, round Angola, into Augustown, come up to Mona Common, and here we are in Papine Square. And I want to big up all of my brethren who I usually play ball with on the field, which is now the football academy. It's I build that field. Yeah man, right down beside the Preston Hall and Nettleford Hall right there, so. Yeah man, it was just pure bush. I would buy some stone rake and spend months preparing that field, and we used to play ball. All 2 decades we play ball there every weekend. Man from Augustown, man from Hermitage, man from Marlborough. And I buck up a couple of them today still. In them green shirts in Hermitage. And I say, wait, are you that? And they mug me up same way. And they say, you don't know, we have to make little money. I say, yeah man, nothing wrong, make your money here, sir. That's a Labourite thing, yo. Anyway, people, it's good to be here. God knows. And you know, everywhere I go across Jamaica, the people them show me a whole heap of love. They're happy to see me. And you know, after nearly 10 years of this government, I think one of the biggest things is their sense of disappointment in this government. Disappointment in Andrew as a man who promised so much and delivered so little. And they want a government, they want politicians who don't just promise things to win favor, to get people for vote. They want people who promise things because they intend to deliver on their promises, and they can be relied on, because those promises just didn't come out of a hat to sound good and try and attract votes, but those promises were based on a plan to uplift the country, a plan to develop the nation. And that is what the People's National Party is seeking to do. So I'm not running around giving everybody a whole bag of promises. I'm telling you what our plans are. Our plans are to uplift Jamaica by focusing on the real challenges facing the people. And you've heard some of them tonight. I don't want to rehearse them and go over them in detail again. But in education, we have the First in Family Scholarship Program. If you are the first person in your household to have qualified to go to a tertiary institution, a university or a college, and you're the first person in your family to do that, you'll get a full scholarship under the People's National Party. And we are going to ensure that every child who goes to school, primary or secondary, and is in need, will get a free nutritious meal every day at school. And for rural families who are struggling with the cost of transportation, 20,000 families will start it with. We have the ride program. So taximan and busman will get the subsidy, so the children don't have to bear the full fare and the families can afford to send their children to school. We're not bringing out a whole bus who never drive on a hill yet. With the schools can't afford to maintain. We're going to empower the taximan and the busman them in the same way that we're going to empower the farmers to deliver the food that we're going to feed the children. Good, nutritious Jamaican food. We have a great plan for housing. We have been, after the last 10 years, the government has performed so badly when it comes to affordable housing for the people. There's been a construction boom, but it's for people who have money, people who done set already. What about the people who can't afford a house and want a house? What about them? Well, the People's National Party cares about you. That is what we are here for, to deliver solutions to make your lives better. And we plan to build 50,000 houses over the first 5 years. We're identifying the land already. And we're going to make those lands available for development. And we're not going to charge the value of the land in the price of the house. So you're going to get a more affordable house. And when you buy, the day you buy that house, you'll be a richer person because you'll own the land that is part of that house and you won't have had to pay for it. And if you're a young Jamaican struggling to buy a house because you don't know how you're going to afford the deposit, if you've been in the NHT for 2 years, we are going to establish a fund within the NHT that would provide you with a grant. You'd have to pay it back, $500,000 to cover your deposit so you can step up in life and own your own home. And we have the rent-to-own plan. The rent-to-own plan is this: if you can't prove your income because you don't get a formal pay slip, you might be hustling for yourself, you might have your little business, or you might be working for somebody but they're not a big employer, they don't have no big accounting department for generating a pay slip, so you can't show your income. We will say, hey, you can go into the house, the NHT house that we're building, as a tenant, and if you can show that you're through making the monthly payments equivalent to the mortgage, after a short period of time, we're thinking of 6 months, we'll say, yeah, that proves your income. You don't need a pay slip. You can get the mortgage and you can step up from being a tenant to being an owner. And for all those people who live on government land and have lived on government land for long periods of time, we're going to ensure that you get the right to acquire that land and become an owner with a title of that land. And we're going to do it on reasonable terms. So we want to empower the Jamaican people. So many of our people for centuries have been denied their rights and denied the fruits of this country. The next People's National Party wants to oversee the biggest transfer of wealth from the state to the people. And that is why we're going to have a very progressive land policy. So people, these are some of the things that we have been penetrating, and these are things that we intend to do for the people. And when you look at other aspects of it, beaches, we want to ensure that the people of the country can have access to the beautiful beaches of the country. And we're going to work out how we do that. Working with the hotel sector. We don't want to disrupt the health sector, the tourism industry. No, we're going to partner with them. But the people must come first, and the people must have access to beaches in this country. It happens in every other Caribbean country. Why it can't happen in Jamaica? We're not good enough to our own beaches? No, nothing to go so. So comrades, these are some of the things we want to do. I've always been a believer in social transformation. That's why I asked Patricia to shadow it, because she's a believer in it also. She's also a believer in it. When I was Minister of Justice, I said, Lord have mercy, look how much youth face pressure from the police for a little draw weed or a spliff. And I said, no, we're going to decriminalize personal use of ganja, so them can't arrest and charge you for a spliff or a draw weed or even a chalice. And if you have a police record for personal use from before, you have a right to get it expunged, so you can travel, go a foreign, or you can work in the public sector, which is before was denied to anybody who had a little criminal record for possession of a little draw weed. So that was then, and we developed the ganja industry as a lawful industry for medical and therapeutic ganja. But the Labourite, them take it and them wreck it. And we have to fix it now, because small farmers must have a place in that industry. They're the ones who build the brand. Rastafari build the brand too, and they must have a special place. The Maroons too. Indigenous groups must be respected as part of the constitutional reform of the country. So people, we have a whole heap of good ideas, and all of our ideas are about empowering the mass of the people. And of course the business community don't have to fret, because we're going to ensure that the bureaucracy is as efficient as it can be. I personally am going to put that as my portfolio, making government more efficient. I'm going to chair a task force, a working group with the right people on it, so that if all the rules of government that make life frustrating for people who deal with government and don't make no sense, we're going to cut out those things, and we're going to deal with the things in a way that people can say, yeah, Jamaica's a good place to do business. Jamaica's a place where you can get through fast. Jamaica's a place where you have to spend a bag of money to do something which shouldn't cost an whole heap of money. That is what we are about. So the business community can thrive and can invest in the country. And for the small business and the startup business, we're going to develop a special set of rules for you. We're not going to charge any income tax on the business for the first 3 years of operations. And we're going to do other things to make life better for the small business community. Because right now, the government provides resources through the Development Bank of Jamaica for lending to small business, but most of it never gets disbursed, never gets into the hands of small business. We have to pierce through those things and ensure that the funds that are allocated for small business are distributed to small business so they can grow, because small business is some of the biggest employers in the country, and that's where you can have innovation. The natural brilliance of the Jamaican people as entrepreneurs and innovators can come through and help to grow our economy. We have a stagnant economy. Right now, nothing going on in Jamaica. When I ask people in the real sector, them tell me that sales are down. When I talk to officials in the government, they say tax revenue is down. We're in a slump. This government doesn't know how to grow the economy, because this government doesn't realize that the key to it is to build the human capital and to ensure that the bureaucracy works for the people. Foreign direct investment in the country is about a third of where it was when we were last in government. The productivity of the country has fallen. If you look at the total output, national output, divided by the number of workers, that number has been coming down. That means less productive. All of those things mean that the Jamaica Labour Party is not delivering progress, and we have to change that. So the question now is, how do we change that? And that's where you come in, my people. That's where you come in. We know so we're not ready, you know. We know so we don't want to see the change, you know. You know, so you want a government, you can be proud of a government that is not here to rip and scrape. A government that is here to make the people's life better. A government you can have trust and confidence in. And all them are going and them are delay and them are put it back and put it back. The end of this government is nigh. It is coming. Them can't escape it. And comrades, when that time come, you know what you have to do. Yeah man, don't be complacent. Don't take nothing for granted. Get out early. Put your X beside the head. If you live in Eastern St. Andrew, put your X beside the head for Patricia Duncan Sutherland. If you live in East Rural St. Andrew, put your X beside the head for Patrick Peter King. I want to say one little thing. We have a wicked tune where we released the other day, you know? Yeah man, we're marching on to progress. It'll take life on the road, you know? You want to see Labourite dance to it too, them love it too. Yeah man. Yeah man. Boy, nice subtle. But I want to tell some of the little GLP apologists in the media, and don't worry yourself. I love we are dealing with, you know. The word is love, you know. When we talk about we are blood and fire, comrade. We're resilient. We're passionate. We're determined to see change. We're not afraid of nobody. We are going to do what we have to do. But we are doing it within the law. And we are doing it with love for our country. Because we love Jamaica. And we love our people. So you don't have to worry about that. Just enjoy the music, man. Lick it again, the selector. That's who they can play and repeat. The way out nice. Yeah, man. I want to big up all of my South St. Andrew people, them too, you know. Power junglers, how you mean? So people, them no need for fret, man. We are blood and fire, comrade, but the word is love same way. We're serious, yes. We're determined, yes. We're resilient, yes. We're full of vibes and energy, yes. But the word is love, man. Yeah, man, always love. So people, don't fret about this thing. Change is gonna come. Better must come. God is in the vessel. Want a more righteous Jamaica. A Jamaica where all of we can be proud of our leaders. We can pull together in one direction. We can respect our constitution. We can reform it in ways that make sense for the people. We can build an economy that is inclusive, where everybody has a place, where people can make money, where the state is there to look after people who need help, and to ensure that small business can thrive and big business can invest and expand the economy. We are a class alliance. We are for each and every one. As long as you come with a positive intention for Jamaica, the People's National Party is there for you every time. So comrades and friends, what a evening, what a vibes, what a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for your love of the People's National Party. Oh, you mean? Time go round. Some are go charge for corruption.
I have done something wrong, but they try to keep me down.
Oh, God bless, no one curse.
Thank God I'm not the worst.
It must come one day. Pop in. Oh, you mean?
They can't conquer me.
It must come one day. Yeah. It must come, yeah. Big up Delroy Wilson. People, me don't talk. One love here, so power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people.
What do you know about real leader? What do you know about real leader? Remember, tomorrow night, 5:30, when they are Nannyville. Everybody, stand to your feet as we as comrades sing our anthem. Everybody, Lover's Choice.